Ravens Rundown starting in just a few moments from right now. But before we do, YouTube has a new feature called Super Thanks. It allows you to give us money if you like what we do, or even if you're a hater. Here's your chance to get on the show. We will shout you out if you give us a donation. So make sure and do that. We would love to have your support here on the channel. We are an organic company bringing you all the best Ravens news and rumors for your entertainment purposes only. Super thanks now and show us some love. Welcome in to Ravens Rundown. Tyler Jones here with you. Appreciate you joining us. On today's show, we are doing a trade rumors mailbag. We asked you on our community tab to send us trade ideas, and I will react to them. Now, the only way that you can be a part of this, as well as our other mailbags, is by being a subscriber. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe now to our channel. It's youtube.com/RavensTV. Let's go ahead and get to our first question. Comes from Der Lemmy. Lemmy wants to know, Sack Daddy, that's Jaylon Ferguson, how about him for a first-round pick and 2 second-round picks for Deebo Samuel? Rather, actually, Ferguson a first-round and 2 second-rounds for Deebo. Now, let's break this down piece by piece here. First off, Sack Daddy, Jaylon Ferguson, has not lived up to that name, that billing by any means. And so, yes, he is a name that could be shot, could be something you look for. But all of that for Deebo Samuel. I like Deebo Samuel. But the way the trade market has gone, I am not giving up a player, a first-round pick, and 2 second-round picks for a wide receiver. On top of that, what you would have to pay Deebo Samuel as well, with the money that receivers are getting at a record rate right now, no thanks. That's too much to give up for Deebo Samuel. I think the Ravens do need to bring in a wide receiver. Deebo Samuel could be a good trade candidate for that. But I am not going to give up that much capital for Deebo Samuel. But appreciate the question there. Next one from NT Braz wants to know, I wish people would stop with the Chuck Clark trade talk. We don't need to trade him or anyone else, but we could trade a 3rd or 4th round pick for a proven wide receiver. Now, Chuck Clark, he's already been replaced. The Ravens have found better options at his safety position with bringing in Williams as well as Kyle Hamilton this past offseason, so there's not a necessary need for Chuck Clark anymore. And so Chuck Clark is a pretty popular name when it comes to the trade market. For a guy the Ravens could potentially move on, and we're going to go through a couple trade ideas. The most popular player to trade in our mailbag was Chuck Clark. People were very in on the idea of moving on from Chuck Clark. So I am not opposed to trading Chuck Clark. I agree that, giving up some capital for a receiver would be good as well. So we'll get into those Chuck Clark trade ideas, but I am not opposed to trading Chuck Clark at all. I want to hear from you guys, though. As far as the receiver front, we mentioned Deebo Samuel. I got some more receiver names to get in just a second. But our pinned comment today, should the Ravens trade for a wide receiver? Type Y for yes, type N for no, if you think the Ravens should make a move at that position before the season starts. Our pinned comment, you're going to get an ad break, take advantage of it. While the ad's playing, get your votes in, type Y for yes, N for no, if the Ravens should trade for a wideout. So here's a trade idea from Ravens Fan 101. Roquan Smith and the Ravens give up Chuck Clark, a 2022 first-round pick. Ravens fan ads would be crazy and would be one of the greatest defenses of all time if this happened. I like Roquan Smith. Last year, had 163 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, and 3 sacks. I love what he brings to the table. And if that's an offer, if you have to give up Chuck Clark and a first-round pick to get Roquan Smith, that sounds great. One problem with that, I don't think the Bears would take that offer. I don't think the Bears are looking to move on from Roquan Smith, quite frankly. But that would be something. The Ravens, I like the defense. When you talk about the history of the Ravens defense, it's one of excellence, right? And mean, tough guys over the years. And adding Roquan Smith, if you were able to pull him off, he would be a guy that would immediately adapt, that would fit in and fit into the culture of the Baltimore Ravens. I'd like to see him there, but I don't see that likely happening. But thanks for the question anyway. Next one comes from LaFonso Betts. Chuck Clark in a second for Terry McLaurin in a fifth. Terry McLaurin, I think, is an underrated receiver. Playing for the Washington Commanders, I guess we call him Commander Terry. Last year, his numbers, not bad. 77 receptions, over 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns. And he's doing this without really having much of a quarterback to get him the ball. If you put him in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson, just down the road from D.C., not a far commute for him to move. I mean, he's already in Landover, really. Then I think that his numbers could take a big step up with a guy that actually could get him the football. Lamar is a better passer than anyone on that Washington Commanders roster at quarterback was last year. So I think Terry McLaurin, if that's all you have to give up for him, I think that would be a nice steal to get him with the Baltimore Ravens. I'd be open to it. He's a popular name that's been talked about. If I'm Washington, I would pay him money and extend him and try to build with him. But if this is the deal you're offering me, get rid of Chuck Clark and bring in Terry McLaurin, I'd be all in for it. Now, want to hear from you guys. Since now we've gone through these Chuck Clark scenarios, should the Ravens trade or keep Chuck Clark? Type T for trade, K for keep, if you think that the Ravens should move on from Chuck Clark. All right, here's another idea. How about a third-round pick or a second-round pick for Cameron Jordan or Michael Thomas from the New Orleans Saints? And this one comes from Josh. I know it would never happen, LOL. Well, producer Trace is a big Saints fan. I don't know if he wants to give up on these guys here necessarily. But Michael Thomas coming off a year where he was out all of 2021. But the last time that we saw him on the field wasn't that great. 40 receptions, 438 yards, no touchdowns from Michael Thomas. Hasn't looked like the player that we saw a few years ago. Meanwhile, with Cam Jordan was phenomenal last year. 59 tackles, 12.5 sacks, 13 tackles for loss, and 2 forced fumbles. I think if you want Michael Thomas, you could probably make a move and not to have to give up a whole lot for him. Cam Jordan on the other end, I think, is going to cost you a lot, an arm and a leg, if you're going to try to bring in Cam Jordan, who's still in the prime of his career at this point. So thanks for the question there. Cam Jordan, I don't see that happening. Michael Thomas, if you really want him, but I don't know if you want him with his track record, with his recent injury history, and not playing so great before that, if you want to make that move. But nonetheless, thanks for the question anyway. Ravens Rundown, if you want to be a part of these mailbags in the future, and we're going to be doing a whole lot more of these going forward, the only way that you can be a part is if you are a subscriber of the channel. So go ahead, stop what you're doing, subscribe now, youtube.com/RavensTV, so you can be a part of our next mailbag here on the channel. And we're talking Ravens all the time, each and every day here, covering this team inside and out. So subscribe now so you never miss a moment. You're going to be part of the next episode of the Ravens Mailbag. All right, last one. Oh, my goodness. We're doing this. Lamar Jackson to the Texans for 4 first-round picks at Davis Mills. Got to tell you, I was not expecting any Lamar trades, but here we go. Justin, thanks for chiming in. I'm not going to make fun of you. I won't do that because you are a subscriber, and we thank you for being a part of this channel. But, no, Ravens aren't trading Lamar Jackson. Not happening. No chance. And I don't even think the Texans would take that offer. I don't think they're giving up 4 first-round picks and Davis Mills for Lamar Jackson, because the Texans need about every pick in their arsenal at this point, because the Texans have literally nothing to work with. Davis Mills isn't bad, though. The guy gets a bad rap. I don't know why all the hate there is out there for Davis Mills. I get that he's got the goofy long neck and all that, but no, I'm not giving up Lamar Jackson for Davis Mills, and that trade just wouldn't work either way on that front. I think that what you see with the Ravens, my prediction is that Lamar will try to play out this contract. He'll bet on himself to try to get paid down the line, as the quarterback market continues to pay a lot of money right now. Now, the only thing that I see stopping that, the Ravens want to extend Lamar Jackson. They would like to get something done. If they offer him something he can't refuse, then maybe he goes ahead and takes that offer. But I don't think that he's getting traded, and I don't think that he's getting a new deal because I don't think he wants to take a new deal right now. But Davis Mills, that's not happening. But anyways, thanks for the questions and joining us here on the Ravens Rundown for our Trade Rumors Mailbag.